Hey y'all, and welcome. My name is Kay. This is my YouTube channel where I share all about my making adventures. Thank you so much for joining me today. I have a lot to chat with you about. I've gotten so much progress done on one of my projects and I can't wait to share it with you. This is a little bit of a surprise episode. So I had talked on the last week's episode about doing a Scrappy Sunday chat and that should be up this coming Sunday. But I sat down to do that today and I thought, why am I doing a separate episode when all I've been working on mostly are projects that I consider my Scrappy projects? And just in the whole journey that I am on and finding the joy in my making again and finding the happiness and embracing the simple life, I just thought I'm gonna do one episode and I'm gonna include all the things that I've been working on because, like I said, I've gotten a lot done on one, so that means there's not been like a ton of progress on a ton of whips. So I thought we're just gonna sit down, we're gonna chat about Scrappy things, other projects as well, and it's just gonna be one episode for all the things. That's where I'm at right now. I'm sorry if that disappoints anyone that likes a separate Scrappy episode, but in the grand scheme of things, I just have to do what feels right for me, what works for me, what makes me happy. So here we are. We're going to chat about all the things today. We have gotten, I was going to say no finished objects, but we're going to chat about this today because this was supposed to be something I talked about on Scrappy Sunday that was finished. So we are going to talk about this blanket today. That's our only finished object. There's some works in progress. I don't have any mail to show today, but we do have a winner to announce from last episode, and we will have another giveaway for this episode. You can see the lighting getting a little crazy and shifting. I've been noticing it in the camera getting darker and lighter. I do have my lights on, but it is very windy. The sun is trying to come out, but there's some clouds, so you're gonna see lots of changes in the light probably because I'm sitting right by a big glass door, so it just is what it is. But it is a gorgeous warm day today. The high is 68. That's insanity. It is, other than the wind, which just like chills me to the bone. Even on a warm day, the wind just, I get so cold so easy. But other than that, it is a beautiful day outside. I am enjoying seeing the sunshine and the blue sky peeking through the clouds. It's very, very nice out. I've got my coffee. It is, should say the date and time. I'm trying to be better about that. It is Wednesday, February 15th. It's 9:30 a.m. Everybody is off to school. Some of the morning chores are done. And here I am, ready to chat about what I have been working on. So first, you can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as The Crazy Sock Lady. I will have links down below this video for everywhere that you can find me, as well as links to all of my project pages. Everything knitting or crocheting that I will show does have a Ravelry project page. That lighting is getting crazy. I just keep seeing it get so bright on the screen. Anyways, so what have I been working on? Let's talk finished objects first, and then we'll go into what I've been working on. Okay, so this blanket, I started this on July 28th of 2022. It is a crochet blanket, and I was using up my row, or using some of, I did not use up all of my row 1 minis. So it's huge. It's probably better for me to try to get like a separate video of it, but I'll try to hold it up here so you can see the blanket. It is pretty good size blanket. I'll talk about the size here in a minute. Let me show you, hopefully, the whole thing. Very hard to try to show big projects like that on the screen, but this was so much fun. So I've talked before about how I was a crocheter long before I was a knitter, and it's something that kind of just fell to the back burner when I picked up knitting, and I don't do it very often. And This definitely, and finishing this for sure, has like reignited that crochet bug, and I am just realizing how much I miss crocheting. I really, really miss it. So for this, let's see, where should we even begin? So row 1 minis is what I was using for the squares. You can see they are very Scrappy-esque, and I just used it up till it was gone, and then if there was some left, like from the last color on this square, let's say, I would use it up starting the next square and just kept going, using up every bit of those minis that I could. Row 1, if you're new, is a mini skein yarn subscription service that I've been getting for quite a while. It's a different yarn dyer each month, and you get 10 gram minis in a pack each month it's from row 1, but it's a different yarn dyer each month for the whole pack. So this was so much fun to do, to use up those minis. I do have tutorials linked. They're not my tutorials, but I have tutorials linked for a granny square as well as the join method that I used. So I did a join as you go, and I absolutely loved it. I've never joined granny squares like that. Why? I don't know, because it made it so fun and so easy to join these squares. It was my favorite part of the blanket, I have to say, was getting to do that last round and join. So for the squares, I used a 4mm. I should have wrote that down, but I'm almost positive it was a 4mm. It is on the Ravelry project pages. I did 9 rounds of the square with the minis. Fingering weight held double. So the row 1 minis are fingering weight. I held them double. Like when I picked this first color out to use, I held it double with itself. So that's why it doesn't have like a marled look or anything like that. It's I loved the look of holding it with itself. So I just pulled from the inside and outside of the mini. They come already, a little bit of crinkling, but I have some here, so I'm gonna open one up to show you. Just in case you've never seen them before. We've had quite a few new people lately. So they come like this. Little band around them with the details, and then you just can pull. They're ready to knit from. You don't have to wind them. I absolutely love it. So I just find the inside, the outside, work from that. The 10th round, I used Knit Picks Swish DK in Dove Heather. That's what I did for the 10th round, and on that 10th round is when I did the join as you go method. Just following the YouTube tutorial that's linked in my Ravelry project pages. The squares with the gray measure 8 inches by 8 inches. And let's see, I finished this on January 29th of 2023. In my notes, I wrote 2022. No, 2023. So it's been done for a little while. And as soon as I finished this, I was like, I need to crochet another blanket. I need to use up more of my row 1 minis. So we'll talk about that in just a bit, because I am flying through another crochet blanket and thoroughly enjoying it. I think that was all that I really wanted to say about this. I did do a border on the blanket. Just using the Knit Pick Swish DK Dove Heather, same thing I used to do the join as you go on the 10th round. And all the details for the border are written out on my project page, but I did 1 round of single crochet, 1 round of half double crochet, and then another round of single crochet. I just wanted to keep it super simple. The blanket is so beautiful with all these different colors, and I didn't want some crazy fancy border on it. I just wanted to keep it simple as I could. So that is my crochet granny square blanket, and I could not be happier with it. I love it so much. And we will talk more about row 1 minis and my next project in just a bit. It is 30 squares total, I should say that. So 30 squares total. So I did a 6 by 5. I just kept going. I've had a lot of people ask, like, what's the full measurement? I'll be honest, I have not laid it out and gotten a full measurement. I know the squares are 8 by 8. The border didn't add much to it. But I just kept going until I thought the size was nice. So I just recommend you just add those squares in as you go and get it to a size that you think works for the blanket you want. This one it's a good size. It's not one that I could like lay completely flat and it would cover my whole body, but it's down here on this chair and that's what I wanted it for. So it's perfect. I just wanted something to throw over my lap, mostly because I'm sitting here, you know, reading or crocheting or knitting or, you know, whatever I'm doing. And with this big door right here, it can get kind of chilly. So I just wanted something I could throw over my legs while I was sitting here, and it's perfect. Perfect size for that. Okay. What should we talk about next? We are into works in progress. Let's talk about the only pair of socks that I've touched. Let's do that first. So only one pair of socks. This is in a bag from, I think it's 5 to 6 Handmade. I will link them below. And it is my toe up socks. So I have one done aside from the afterthought heel. Here that is. I've got these markers on the back are marking where I will put my afterthought heel in. I do have a tutorial for an afterthought heel here on YouTube. That is for cuff down, but toe up, it's going to be the same way to have it inserted and all the things. So yeah, I'm not following a specific pattern for these, just kind of making it up as I go. I did do Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. I love doing that when I don't do toe up socks often at all, but I love doing Jenny's surprisingly stretchy bind off. I know a lot of people have an issue with flaring, but if you just do it at a normal tension, maybe even slightly tighter, you're not going to have any flaring and you're still going to have so much stretch. So I think the issue is just when you do it too loose. It's already a loose bind off, so you don't need to do a looser tension on it. And that really helps avoid any flaring that you might have. So the yarn for this is a mystery. I talked about it last episode, but I don't have the tag. I have no clue what the yarn is at all, but it's gorgeous. This is the second one, so I've got a little bit done on it. And this has just been my car knitting, which has mostly just been like school pickup line knitting this past week. So that's really the only time that these have gotten worked on. But I do have a bit of a deadline for these because they are for a friend, so I need to get some work done on them. I should have some knitting time. I mean, school pickup line knitting, but then I should have some more knitting time where it's like we're out and about and I can't take all the other things I've been working on. So these should get finished by next week, easy. And then I need to cast on socks with my Yarnable colorway for February because it's gorgeous and I can't wait to knit a pair of socks with it. So I'm using a US 1 2.25 millimeter 32-inch ChiaoGoo red lace needles, and I am doing 64 stitches for this sock. I have had a lot of questions lately from some newer viewers and followers about the markers that I place down my socks. So you can really see a lot of them there. So I have a tutorial for that as well where I go over how, why, all the things that but I place a marker every 10 rounds. There are multiple reasons that I do that. It helps me not have to go back and count. I don't have to use a piece of paper to keep track of rounds. I can make sure my socks are the same from one sock to the next. It just makes everything so much easier. So that is why I do that. An update on my temperature blanket. So this is in a bag by Fat Squirrel. And I have not done yesterday's color yet, or stripe, but I am caught up to that. So here is my temperature blanket. Still so pleased with this project. It's just so fun to just do two, you know, you just work across and then back across each day. It's been great. So that's that, and all details are on the project page, and I have the episode linked where I talked on here in more detail about that blanket. What else? Oh, I didn't even get this one out. So since we're doing all projects, I wanted to talk about a new Scrappy project that I started. I have this in a bag that it will eventually outgrow. This is I got this from a homespun house, but the bags in her shop are by Knitting Unicorns. Very cute drawstring bag. So I am on Molly of a Homespun House, her Patreon, and I just recently, I've been on there for probably years at this point, but I just recently upped my subscription to get the Patreon minis that she does every month. So you get 3 mini skeins, and I recently got my December minis because she does ship them out after the month. So I recently got my December ones and started a blanket because that's just what I do. So it's 3 10-gram minis. If you for some reason haven't gotten your December Patreon minis from a homespun house and you don't want them to be spoiled, just look away. But I'm going to go ahead and show what I have started. I just have the 3. That's the only ones I've gotten so far. So here's my progress. And for these, I'm doing a closed granny square. So you don't have all the little clusters and the holes. It's just a closed square. I did 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds. And then the 5th round I'm just using the Swish DK Dove Heather knit picks. Did that with the 5th round, and I am doing a join as you go. I have it linked on the project page. I think they're all by Hooked by Robin, if I'm not mistaken, the join for this and the join for that. Almost positive. So 4mm as well for this, correct? Do I even have, yes. Yes, a 4mm. I love the tulip crochet hooks. Tulip Timo, I think is what they're called. I have these linked on my Amazon storefront that's linked below, but these are my absolute favorite crochet hooks. They're the only ones that I use anymore. So yeah, that's my 3 squares so far. So the idea is, you know, I'll get those 3 squares each month and I can just add them into this blanket and work on it throughout the year. We'll see what the size ends up being, but yeah, I'm really excited about that project. Here's the Swish DK. They come in just 50 grams of DK weight, 123 yards, but obviously I love this because I use it in quite a few different projects. Okay. I'm gonna save my next row one. I was gonna do it next, but we're gonna save it for last because it is so beautiful and I've worked so much on it. Let's do Cozy Memories because I have done some work on that. It's another bag from Fat Squirrel. And I have been getting back to, so this was cast on in like 2020, I think the summer of 2020. And I really had not touched it much since then. This is the Coziest Memory by Kemper Ray is the pattern that I follow for this. And I'm back to finishing a project and then immediately adding the yarn in. And I don't know why that process brings me so much joy, but it really does. I absolutely just love that process of, okay, it's added, it's done. The yarn's added into the blanket, and then I stick it in my scrap pile, which is pretty massive, and eventually it'll be something else too. So I am thoroughly enjoying getting back to that. Here is what it looks like. I don't even know if that's all in there, but I will show you the squares that I have added. So let's see, these 3 squares here were from the pair of socks that I did for Eric. That was, I Can't Put My Arms Down. So this is a homespun house. This one was the main color, and then the 2 contrast colors that came in the sock set. This lighting is so funny today with this wind and clouds. Let's see, what else did I add? I added in the yarn from Lily's toe-up socks that I did. This was the main color, and then this was the contrast color for heels, toes, and cuffs. I added, this was a pair of socks I did for my friend Janet's daughter, Karen. And these were Knit Picks Felici, I didn't say. These were Knit Picks Felici, or this one was. This one was also Knit Picks, but I don't know the colorway name. This was Hibiscus by Knit Picks Felici. This was yarn by Merino Evino that was a custom colorway for the Crazy Sock Lady Co. shop when it was open. These two were the January Yarnable colorways. This was the main skein, and then this was the 50-gram coordinating skein that came with it. And I did, you can see I put little light bulb markers on these so I would know what had been added since last time. Then over on this side, I have all of my Lace and Fade boxy yarns from Moonglow Yarn Co. So the middle color was my main color, and then the pinks were the stripes. I didn't put the mohair in here because I don't really want mohair in this blanket, but yeah, so those are the squares I've added. 4, 5, how many? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 squares since the last time you saw it. So I will take the markers out and do that again, because that's a fun way to show progress on that, I think. I have been working on my plastic canvas Santa tissue box cover. I can't wait to show you him. He's looking so good. He might be done this week, maybe. So I have all the separate pieces done, and now I have started putting him together. And look at him. This is the top piece. And then there's Santa. There's the back of Santa. So right now I've been working on stitching these two pieces together. Let's see, right over here, I still have this little bit to go. But everything up to right here, all the way around, has been stitched together. So I just have that to go right there. And then I think the next step is to start attaching the sides. I'm almost positive. So I've just been doing a little bit on this each day as I feel like I want to work on it. I pick it up and work a little bit on it. I'll be honest, the like piecing everything together is not my favorite part of plastic canvas. It's not that I don't enjoy it. I enjoy the whole process, but that's my least favorite part is putting it all together. But it's fun to see everything finally take shape. I do enjoy that. So yeah, he's looking so cute. I love him so much. He's so sweet. So maybe by next time he'll be done. That would be exciting. Oh, I laid these out here to show you. So for my Cozy Memories, it is a fingering weight blanket, and I am using a 2.5 millimeter, and I'm using Signature Needle Arts. These are their straight needles. They're the smallest length of straights. I can't remember the length, 6 inches maybe. The smallest length you can get, stiletto points, and then the swirly tip. And I'll put a link for Signature down below. Oh, before I forget, I've had a lot of people ask about this white lamp right here. I'm assuming that's the one they're asking about. Maybe you guys are asking about this one. This one I just got on Amazon. I might have it linked in my storefront. I'm not positive. I'll try to remember to double check and link it if it is not there, but that I got on Amazon. I love the like industrial farmhouse type of look, so I got that. But this lamp back here is from Stella Lighting. So I showed this, it's been ages ago, years ago probably. I have no idea what episode it would have been. But Stella Lighting sent me this lamp to check out. So it's just a floor lamp. It does have, it's nice. I I don't think it's plugged in. It has a remote, so you could have it in your lap and adjust the lighting without having to fiddle with anything else. So that's a nice little addition there, but the neck adjusts on it. You won't be able to see it when it's up, but yeah, the neck adjusts. It's very nice. It's comparable to the, what are they, like the Ott lamps or something like that. So comparable to that. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I don't use it a lot. Typically, I don't sit down here when it's dark anyways. I'm usually upstairs in the living room in the evenings with Eric or the boys, but it's nice if I'm working on something like black cross stitch fabric. So that's when it's really nice for me to have something like that. That's when I use it. But yeah, very nice lamp. Okay, last thing I want to talk about is my granny square blanket that I started. It's in a bag by Bags by Awesome Granny. And I have not been able to put this down. So I finished this and put that over there. I immediately was just so motivated to crochet another blanket and to use up the row 1 minis that I still had left, because I've been getting this for so long, and here and there I've used some of the minis for maybe socks or something, but they typically just get put in my cabinet and I'm like, yeah, I'll find something to do with them, and I haven't. And finally I'm like, I want to use them up, so where I'm like caught up with the current month coming in and then just adding that month into a project. So I started just a giant granny square. It's not the little ones I'm gonna have to piece together. It is just a huge granny square. Let me see if I can get back here and show you. I mean, it is so big now. I absolutely love this. So I'm using a 4mm same kind of hook tulip that I have linked on Amazon. I'm holding them double, so it's DK weight is what that's giving me. And just same thing, holding them double with themselves. And these are all the packs of row 1 that I have left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. I am so happy to be using these up. And this project is just bringing me so much joy. So this is all I've been working on pretty much, as you can tell. Look how big this thing is. I mean, I can't get enough of it. This is like really all I've been working on. I think that's kind of it really for all of the talk about this. I do have a tutorial linked for a granny square, and I've just kept going. Like, you just do a granny square and you just keep on going and making it bigger. So tutorial's linked on my project page. No mail. I'm still reading and watching the same things. I'm still reading Woman in Cabin 10. We're still watching Parenthood. Giveaway winners. So the giveaway winner from last episode, the YouTube name is Chasing the Look. So if you would just contact me at crazysockladypodcast@gmail.com, give me your shipping information, and then I can get your prize mailed out to you. And congratulations on winning the prize from episode 175. Our giveaway for this episode will be another yarn and goodie bundle, a mystery one out of the prize cabinet. All you have to do is comment down below anything that you want. I don't have a prompt this time. Just comment down below and I'll pick the winner on episode 177. That's kind of it. So we did have a great anniversary dinner. Thank you guys so much who wished us a happy anniversary. We went to Cooper's Hawk on our anniversary and had a great time. What else have we done? We did a wine tasting with friends, and that was a lot of fun, wine tasting and dinner. Other than that, we've just been spending a lot of time with the kids, helping Austin get ready for a basketball tryout. But yeah, other than that, it's just been normal stuff. That's kind of the only things we've gotten into. But my battery light is flashing at me, so before I get cut off, I am gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I hope that you guys enjoyed this little mishmash episode in this kind of format going forward, where I'm not splitting them up and I'm just doing a regular episode and catching you up on everything that I've worked on within the last week. I think that's gonna work the best for me, and I hope that that is good with y'all. But all right, I will see you guys again next time. Until then, happy making. Bye.